What is up, guys? Sam from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the new ability stack that is absolutely cracked out. This is something that you are going to have to add to your defense. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my strategy site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we take a look at the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players in the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counter those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every offensive and defensive game plan released on the website while your subscription is active. So head over to gridirongameplans.gg. $9.95 per month unlocks the entire website. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video. We're going to be talking about an ability stack that you're going to need to add immediately, if not sooner, into your defensive scheme. I don't care what you guys run. If you guys run a coverage-based scheme, this is something you can put on your safeties. If this is something that you want to put on your user, I would advise doing that as well. This is something that is going to be very popular here over the next probably at least 2 to 3 weeks. I could see EA maybe making some changes to this ability stack rather quickly, since it doesn't require a title update, but I can promise you're going to see a ton of this. In fact, yesterday I started off playing the new AP update, basically enjoying my time that we're not facing any one step ahead meta with 3 of those guys on the field, and I go up against an opponent that had this ability stack on his user. I want you guys to watch this montage real quick. So as you can see, that is the Enforcer Deflator stack. This is a stack that you can put on your players depending on the archetype and the position that you have. You could do this for rather cheap. This is actually really cheap to put on a run stopper linebacker, whether it be a middle linebacker or an outside backer. And it's actually just a little bit more expensive on a safety because, as you can imagine, they're in coverage. They're going to have, you know, the ability to come down in coverage and lay the lumber on players, especially if they're playing zone. So, you know, this is something that you can actually put on your outside linebackers or your inside linebackers for, simply put, 3 AP. Now, the most important thing that I would say when you do this here is you guys need to make sure that you are taking a look at the traits of the player that you are using. So you definitely want to make sure that the player that you're equipping the Enforcer on has the big hitter trait set to yes. And you're going to want that because that is something that is a carryover from last year. Basically, if you had a player that did not have the big hitter trait on defense, they wouldn't try to basically generate CPU hit sticks. So you definitely want to make sure that they have that big hitter trait for the Enforcer to work. Now, the way that this is going to work is basically every tackle that happens on the field uses the Deflator penalty, which fatigues the ball carrier considerably when they are tackled. So on the same hit, basically what happens is the Deflator is going to knock the fatigue or the stamina down on the ball carrier into an area where then the Enforcer, for some reason, is double impacting that tackle and jarring loose the fumble. So in that montage, you actually saw a run where it was my first offensive play of the game. I hand the ball off to Jim Thorpe. My opponent out of 3-3-5 wide shoots the inside zone through the middle and basically gets the Enforcer Deflator stack to generate a fumble. That second rep where I went right back to it was kind of okay, I saw it one time, I want to see if this is actually a thing. So I ran it right again, knowing that he would be able to shoot that gap, and of course he forced the fumble. That third clip is actually a credit to Jay himself, who posted a video on Twitter showing basically the same thing from a safety and coverage perspective. And basically, I have been hearing nothing but enforcer deflator, enforcer deflator, enforcer deflator over the last 24 hours. So this is something that I'm going to keep this video super short, super sweet. You guys want to go look for run stopper archetype middle linebackers and outside linebackers if you want to do this for 3 AP on a player. If you guys want to, you can actually go to run support safeties and do this as well, but you'll notice that the stack is a little bit more expensive. Enforcer is still 2, but the deflator is going to go up in cost to 2 as well. So it's basically 4 AP on a safety, and it is only 3 AP on a linebacker. So there you guys have it. Normally this is a video that I would do on Gridiron to talk about this, but obviously this is something that is already so widely spread right now. It's going to be common knowledge. Now, what can you do to counteract that? This is kind of the second part of this video. The first thing that I would recommend is running on conservative. If you're facing somebody that has enforcer deflators all over the field, you're going to want to run on conservative. Make sure that you turn that coach setting on, that you are covering the ball on offense when you have it. And now the other thing is an ability, and this will at least make your running back useful. And not very many running backs get this right now, but if you can go and get yourself a power back archetype, go and get yourself that Herschel Walker. And what he has is the ability called Tank. And for 3 AP, he will break hit stick tackles. So basically what I found with this yesterday is once I went to Herschel Walker, there were a couple games in which I was facing deflators and enforcers, and anytime somebody tried to hit stick him, he automatically broke the tackle. So if you're the type of player that wants to run the football, and rest assured, the enforcer deflator stack is coming. You're going to see a ton of this. You're definitely going to want to invest in a tank. It's only 3 AP out of your 15. I think it's really worth it for right now. I am not the type that would call for EA to patch something, but I do think that there is probably something up with the way that this stack of enforcer and deflator is working. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that it seems to me that we're not only being fatigued first, but then the enforcer is being kind of compounded on top of the fatigue as a secondary punishment for that hit stick for 1 tackle. So normally the deflator is supposed to put the guy in the fatigue state, and then an enforcer will clean up on a fatigued player to force the fumble. But right here, it kind of looks like, certainly this is a situation in which you're basically being doubly punished for having your player tackled by somebody that has this ability stack. So there it is, guys. That is today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, certainly drop those below as well. Make sure you guys subscribe here to the YouTube channel and check out gridirongameplans.gg. Again, $9.95 per month will unlock the entire website. And I will be dropping my Spread Ace offensive installation here either today or tomorrow, with over 2 more hours of breakdowns to go with the 2 hours of Spread 2x2 breakdowns that I've already done in that game plan as well. You can get all the other game plans and all the vault updates, 52 of them a year, for $9.95 a month. All right, guys, that'll do it for me. Until next time, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.